definitely of the opinion, that we should have some DEI hires in this administration, you know, the ones that definitely earned it, because clearly we've got a bunch of incompetent fools that are trying to run our country, and actually they are running our country. They're running it straight into the ground.
As much as Trump and Republicans hate to accept it, we are still a country with laws, and when you break them, there are consequences.
Donald Trump just exploded in rage, and it's all because of this. A bombshell revelation about his VP pick, JD Vance, has just been exposed, and the details are more shocking than anyone expected. You won't believe what Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett just uncovered. And Trump's reaction proves he's terrified this could destroy his entire campaign. In this video, we're breaking down the secrets Vance tried to bury, the hidden scandals, the damning evidence, and why Trump is scrambling to contain the fallout. This isn't just political drama. It's a story about betrayal, hypocrisy, and the explosive moment everything could come crashing down. We've dug deep into the facts the mainstream media isn't telling you. You'll hear Vance's own words come back to haunt him, the shady connections he hoped you'd never find out about, and why Crockett's bombshell could change everything. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see why Trump is panicking and what this means for the 2024 election. Welcome to the channel, where we uncover the truth they don't want you to hear. If you're ready for real, unfiltered political revelations, hit subscribe, because this story is just the beginning. Donald Trump just lost his temper in the most explosive way, and it's all because of what Jasmine Crockett just revealed. Behind closed doors, sources say Trump was furious, screaming at aides, slamming his fist on the table, even threatening to cut ties with one of his closest allies. Why? Because Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett just dropped a bombshell about JD Vance, and it's worse than anyone imagined. The secrets about JD Vance are so shocking, even Trump couldn't stay calm. We're not talking about some minor slip-up or a forgotten old tweet. This is something bigger, something that goes straight to the heart of Vance's credibility.
And I'm tired of it, because I didn't come to this chamber to play games. I came to this chamber to answer to the people, the American people, and to make sure that we keep the American people safe. And if we don't get something done, as they talk about the border, I do want to be clear, the only reason we haven't gotten funding for the border is because they killed, the House Republicans here killed the bill that they actually sent us from the Senate side. If they want to do some work, let me tell you something, the Democrats are ready, and it seems like the Senate Republicans are ready too. They just need to get...
Imagine a top Trump ally handpicked to help win the election, only for the truth to come out that he's been hiding something explosive. That's exactly what happened here. This is the story the media isn't telling you, but you need to hear it. While most outlets are busy with the usual political back and forth, Jasmine Crockett went digging, and what she found could change everything. We're talking about secret recordings, leaked documents, and a trail of contradictions Vance never thought would see the light of day. And when Crockett exposed it, Trump didn't just get mad, he went nuclear. Think about it. Trump doesn't lose control like this unless he's really scared. And that tells you everything. This isn't just about Vance's reputation, it's about Trump's entire campaign. If these revelations stick, it could sink their chances in November. So what exactly did Crockett uncover? And why is Trump so desperate to shut this down? The answers are coming, but one thing's already clear. This scandal is far from over. To understand why this explosion happened, you need to know the players. JD Vance wasn't just some random pick. He was Trump's golden boy. The guy who wrote Hillbilly Elegy, the so-called voice of working-class America. Trump bet big on him, making Vance his VP choice to rally the base. He was the rising star of the GOP, the fresh face that was supposed to help Trump win back the White House. But now, that entire plan might be crumbling. On the other side, you've got Jasmine Crockett, a Democratic congresswoman who doesn't hold back. She's made a name for herself by calling out hypocrisy, taking on powerful figures, and refusing to stay quiet. When others tiptoe around Trump's inner circle, Crockett goes straight for the jugular. And this time, she hit the bullseye. When Crockett dropped these bombshells, it sent shockwaves through Washington. We're not talking about some vague accusations. This was hard evidence, the kind that leaves no room for spin. The moment she laid it out, the reaction was instant. Democrats pounced, Republicans panicked. And Trump? He didn't just get mad, he went scorched earth. Because this wasn't just about Vance anymore. This was about Trump's own survival. Think about the timing. We're in the middle of an election where every detail matters.
Ultimately, each of you knows enough to know that at the end of the day, it is citizens that sit on a grand jury that are the ones that decide whether or not evidence exists to go forward with an indictment. And ultimately, when this president was convicted by a jury on the state level, it was a jury of his peers.
Where one scandal can flip the entire race. And now Trump's hand-picked VP is under fire for something so damaging, even loyalists are starting to sweat. The worst part? This isn't coming from some random critic. It's coming from Jasmine Crockett, someone who knows how to make a scandal stick. And that's why Trump's reaction wasn't just anger. It was fear. So what exactly did Jasmine Crockett uncover that sent Trump into a rage? The first bombshell involves Vance's own words coming back to destroy him. Buried in old interviews and forgotten statements, Vance repeatedly trashed Trump before becoming his lapdog. We're not talking mild criticism. He called Trump noxious, reprehensible, even America's Hitler. These weren't offhand remarks either. He wrote them. He said them on camera. And now, he's pretending he never meant any of it. But the second revelation is even more damaging. Crockett obtained documents showing Vance's cozy financial ties to Silicon Valley billionaires.
You are not concerned. When I walk into Congress every single day, you know why I don't feel a way, why you can't make me doubt who I am, is because I know that I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert, there is no comparison. And that is the life that we have always lived. So the only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys that have been beaten out by people that historically have had to work so much harder. This is why they don't want us to have education. This is why they are trying to literally say we won't fund the HBCUs, because they know that if they've already gone after affirmative action and they're saying, you know what, don't allow them to come into, say, these PWIs, as we call them, don't allow them to come into these institutions. We know why they created the HBCUs in the first place. It was because they wouldn't allow us into the white.
The same elites he claims to oppose. While telling working-class voters he's fighting for them, Vance was quietly taking massive donations from tech moguls and voting in their favor. The hypocrisy is staggering. These weren't small contributions either. We're talking about six-figure payouts and shady backroom deals that completely contradict his man of the people image. These aren't just rumors. Crockett had the receipts. She produced the video clips. She showed the paper trail. And when she laid it all out in that committee hearing, the room went silent. You could see the panic setting in on Republican faces, because this wasn't opposition research. This was irrefutable evidence of Vance's deception. The kind of proof that doesn't disappear after a news cycle. Trump immediately went into full damage control mode. His team started scrambling to spin the story, attacking Crockett personally, trying to change the subject, but the damage was done. The videos kept playing, the documents kept circulating. And with every passing hour, more people saw the truth. About J.D. Vance, that the man Trump called the future of America has been playing both sides all along. When the news broke, Trump didn't just respond, he detonated. Within minutes of Crockett's revelations going public, his Truth Social feed lit up like a fireworks display. The first tweet was classic Trump, all caps, misspellings, and rage.
And my biggest problem with Trump, I mean, and there are many, many things to pick out, but my biggest problem with Trump, message to the right, especially the white working class of which I came from, is anti-conservative.
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him. But I've noticed this willingness from people who think a lot like I do that, look, we told you so. To all these white working class voters, we told you so. We told you that.
Jasmine Crockett is a loser who can't be trusted. J.D. Vance is a great man and always was. But the more he posted, the more obvious his panic became. By the third tweet, he was attacking Crockett's appearance, her intelligence, even making wild claims about deep state plants. It was the digital equivalent of a toddler's tantrum, and everyone noticed. Behind closed doors, sources say it was even worse. Staffers described hearing furniture slam against walls in Trump's private office. One aide reportedly got fired on the spot for suggesting they wait for facts before responding. Another witness said Trump kept screaming about disloyal snakes while pacing like a caged animal. This wasn't just anger, it was full-blown meltdown territory. The reason for the outburst? Trump knows exactly how dangerous this is. Vance was supposed to be his golden ticket to winning back disaffected voters, the working-class hero who could give Trump credibility with regular Americans. But now, those same voters are seeing video proof that Vance called their champion toxic. They're learning about his backroom deals with coastal elites. And worst of all, they're watching Trump defend a man who privately despised him. Insiders say Trump's team is now in full crisis mode. They're threatening lawsuits against news outlets that run the story. They're pressuring GOP allies to attack Crockett instead of addressing the facts. And they're desperately trying to keep Vance off camera until they can spin this disaster. But here's what they can't fix. Once trust is broken, no amount of shouting can glue it back together. This isn't just political gossip. It's a potential game changer for the 2024 election. Vance was carefully chosen to shore up Trump's weaknesses with suburban voters and the working class. But now, those same voters are seeing proof that Trump's hand-picked VP nominee trashed their values before conveniently changing his tune. The timing couldn't be worse. With just months until Election Day, this scandal gives Democrats endless ammunition while dividing Trump's base. The real danger isn't just Vance's hypocrisy, it's what this says about Trump's judgment. After years of demanding absolute loyalty, he picked a running mate who privately called him America's biggest threat. That kind of contradiction sticks. Every time Trump attacks Biden's mental fitness now, Democrats can counter with clips of Vance mocking Trump's intelligence. Every populist rally speech gets undercut by Vance's billionaire backers. The entire campaign narrative is suddenly vulnerable, which raises the critical question: will Trump dump Vance? Insiders say the campaign is split. Some advisors are pushing for immediate damage control, maybe even replacing Vance before the convention. Others argue backing down would look weak, insisting they should just outshout the scandal. But here's the problem. Vance's past statements are on video. His financial ties are documented. No amount of spin can erase what Americans are seeing with their own eyes. One thing's clear. This scandal isn't going away. Every news cycle gives it new life. Late-night comedians mocking Vance's flip-flops. Opponents running attack ads with his own words. Even conservative media can't ignore the glaring contradictions. And Trump's volcanic reaction proves he knows exactly how much trouble this is. Whether Vance stays or goes, the damage is done. And in an election this close, that might be all it takes to tip the scales. Now we want to hear from you. Does J.D. Vance deserve to stay on the ticket after these revelations? Or should Trump cut him loose? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. We read every single one. And while you're there, smash that like button if you want us to keep exposing political bombshells like this one. This is just the beginning. We've got more explosive investigations coming that will shock you. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss when we drop the next big story. The establishment hopes you'll forget about scandals like this.